intense negotiations every 28 days. Now, not all of you probably got that joke. The reason I brought it up, and the reason I'm actually very happy to be here today, seeing all of your faces, is a similar joke. It's just, some of you might find it funny, some not. But a similar joke was made in a classroom in this university in 2009 when I just started teaching here. And I was told by the dean of the university, he was trying to update me on how to interact with students, how cordial or whatnot, how personal to be or not to be. And he brought that sort of a joke up as some faculty member had made that sort of a joke in class, and that was taboo. You couldn't talk about that sort of thing. Today, we're actually discussing that issue in this hall room with a lot of boys and girls. For some of you, this is a personal issue. For some of you, you're probably here for the club. But whatever the reason is, you're here. We're actually talking about it. It's no longer taboo. You guys are adults. You guys understand this issue. You guys don't shy away from this issue. And the reason I talk about shying away from the issue is the biggest problem we have with women empowerment and women health issues, this directly related to women empowerment, is the idea of shame. Anything to do with women is shameful. The menstrual cycle is shameful. That's the idea that's been perpetuated. That's the idea you guys live with day and night. You guys can't talk about it in front of your parents or in front of your elders and whatnot. The idea of shame. And if we want to change this country, if we want to move ahead, if all the women here want to achieve the goals that they've set in front of themselves, because I'm guessing you've got very, very high goals, or else you wouldn't be at North-South University, right? You guys agree? Good university, difficult, so working hard, must have good goals, right? Exactly. So to achieve those, first and foremost, you've got to get past this shame. And the boys, more importantly, you've got to get past this shame. A natural process cannot be shameful. A part of somebody's life, everybody's life, cannot be shameful. That's the first and by far the most important thing. Forget cultural change. Forget, people talk about television ads, people talk about this, that, other thing. Forget those things. Understand first the basic issues. And the basic issue is shame. In India and Bangladesh, and a lot, talk about Africa and whatnot. I know a lot of people, especially King Modanti, who did a very nice presentation. Apart from, she kept on repeating, change please, change please. Apart from that, it was a very good presentation. So that's just for the future. No change please in the future. But in her presentation also, she brought up India multiple times. And we've got very similar cultures. Obviously, socio-economic development in Bangladesh has been better than it has been in India over the last 3-4 decades. They have overall higher GDP, but the spread of that GDP is much better in Bangladesh than in India. Okay, so the difference between the classes, we are much better off than in India. But certain issues remain the same. Menstrual health, women's sanitation even, are taboo topics. We don't talk about it. Just earlier today, actually, I was at another seminar where we were talking about women empowerment. And one of the things they were talking about, a senior bureaucrat lady, she was saying, the Bangladesh government has no women toilet facilities in any government building in this country. No toilet facilities. Just a couple of months ago, I was, in the running for Dhaka City Mayor. And one of the things, one of the big things in our campaign was women empowerment. And sanitation kept on coming up. Sanitation, for crying out loud. How many toilets do you have in this university? Quite a few, I'm sure. For Dhaka City, the ratio of toilet to women was less than 1 per 100,000 public toilets. Less than 1 per 100,000. Is that shameful? Which is more shameful? The number of public toilets for women or talking about menstrual cycle? Which is more shameful? You guys decide. So our cultures are similar. It's a taboo topic. Nobody talks about it. People take on rags and whatnot because not everybody may talk about menstrual health, and obviously I'm not an expert. Well, I'll admit to that from the very beginning. But I can well understand that the sanitary napkins or whatever is available are beyond the economic reach or financial reach of a massive portion of the population. Some of you might feel it, some of you might not, and the people up here might know it for a fact. Very recently, a hero came up in India. His name is Arunachalam Muruganathan. I had to write that down. Arunachalam Muruganathan. Okay. He's a poor young man, working in some industry and whatnot. But he figured out when he saw his wife pick up rags from the garbage can to use as sanitary napkin because she couldn't afford sanitary napkins. He went to his wife, asked her, "Why are you using these?" She said, "Either I buy sanitary napkins or we have milk for the baby." That's not the sort of a choice you want anybody to have or make, right? So this guy, this Muruganathan, he put in a few years and he tried to develop some sort of a cheap sanitary napkin for the Indian public, for the Indian women. That could be affordable by anybody. And he spent a few years experimenting, trying new things and whatnot. And obviously, in the process, you can well imagine this is a taboo topic, so everybody ostracized him. Ultimately, his mother left him. Forget his wife. His mother even left him. Like, this is too much. You're experimenting too much with sanitary napkins. That's the taboo topic. But he did it. And now he is providing machines that provide sanitary napkins that he's selling at something like less than 100,000 rupees in villages and districts. So the thing is, the solutions are all there. Women's menstrual health, women's sanitation, this is not rocket science. It's not difficult to solve. It's just first and foremost, we've got to get over the shame and we've got to accept that it's a problem. We've got to accept that this is something we need to talk about. If somebody makes a joke about it, and not a nasty, rude joke, I'm not talking about violent jokes, but if somebody brings it up, and most of the time what we do in our culture today, most of the time what we do is, for an intense topic, for a severe topic, for an important topic, we crack a joke to break the tension. So if you can take a joke about a topic, then it becomes part of the mainstream conversation. And women's health, women's sanitation has to become part of the mainstream conversation. That's what's important. So everywhere people are talking about women's empowerment. Everywhere. In your university, I'm sure you guys are talking about women's empowerment. You've got a lot of female faculty members. Dr. Nazdeen Akhtar spoke just before me. Brilliant women, young and experienced, who are teaching you guys and helping build the future of this country. And you guys are the future of this country. All of you. The boys and the girls. I mean, some of the boys look like in a sour mood right now. But you are. I'm not leaving you behind. You guys are the future of this country as well. It's not just the ladies. Don't be gender biased. Not for or against women. And so you guys are the future. It's important for you guys to understand what the needs of the future are. And none of the problems that we face, this country faces today, especially gender, equality, empowerment related problems, none of those problems are problems without solutions. They are problems with relatively easy solutions. The biggest thing is getting over the shame factor. Every building has toilets, public toilets or visitor toilets. Every building has it. Don't they? Any office you've been to, you've not found a toilet? Every office will have toilets, right? But nobody is ready to admit that women need toilets. Ah, dirty. Women, they're pure. No need for toilets. So government offices don't have women toilets. That's why you don't talk about menstrual cycles and menstrual health. First and foremost, admit that it's not shameful to talk about these things. Admit where the problems lie. And once you've admitted that it's not shameful, then you guys can come up with all the solutions this country needs. Thank you very much. Thanks.